Imagine you're driving peacefully down the highway when, out of nowhere, an unmarked car, no sirens, no flashy decals, suddenly flips on its emergency lights and starts chasing you. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary family sedan. But the moment you floor it to escape, not only does it keep up, it blows right past you with ease. Welcome to the world of police sleeper cars of the 90s. Vehicles designed to blend into traffic while secretly packing insane power under the hood. While many assume that muscle cars ruled the highways, law enforcement needed something stealthier. Cars that didn't stand out, yet had the speed and performance to take down the fastest offenders. And yes, they were real. Today, we're unveiling the most insane sleeper cars ever used by the police in the 90s. Machines that looked harmless, but were, in reality, high-performance beasts built for the chase. 6. Chevrolet Caprice 9C1, the master of disguise. If you grew up in the 90s, you probably saw plenty of Chevrolet Caprices on the road. They looked like your average full-size sedan, perfect for families or taxi drivers. But what most people didn't know was that a special version, the Caprice 9C1, was built exclusively for law enforcement. And this machine was an absolute beast. Under the hood, the Caprice 9C1 could be equipped with a 5.7-liter LT1 V8, the same engine found in the Chevrolet Corvette of that era. That meant 260 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque, more than enough to leave many sports cars in the dust. With a reinforced suspension, upgraded brakes, and an enhanced cooling system designed for high-speed pursuits, the Caprice 9C1 was a true highway predator. For criminals who underestimated its unassuming looks, the surprise was brutal. This full-size sedan could go 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds, an impressive feat for a car of its size. And from the outside, no aggressive grille, no flashy spoiler, just a plain old Caprice, until the hidden lights behind the windshield lit up. But if you think this is impressive, wait until you see the next car on the list, a model that redefined what a police sleeper car could be. 5. Ford Crown Victoria P71, the Silent Hunter. If there's one car that symbolizes American law enforcement in the 90s and 2000s, it's the Ford Crown Victoria P71. For years, it was the nightmare of speeders and reckless drivers who dared to challenge the law. But what many don't realize is that the Crown Vic, despite its unassuming appearance, was a true sleeper car when configured as the police interceptor, P71. On the outside, it looked like a typical grandpa's luxury sedan. Smooth lines, a modest grille, and nothing aggressive about it. But under the hood, the P71 hit a 4.6-liter modular V8, producing around 250 horsepower and 290 pound-feet of torque. That might not sound like much, but when paired with a 4-speed automatic transmission tuned for high-speed chases and a reinforced chassis, this thing was built like a tank. Law enforcement fine-tuned the Crown Victoria with stiffened suspension, a limited slip differential, and an upgraded cooling system to keep the engine running at peak performance during long pursuits. Plus, weight reduction and high-performance tires meant it could maintain high speeds for extended periods without breaking a sweat. The scariest part? Some undercover versions were sold without decals, sirens, or any external police markings, allowing officers to blend into traffic without drawing attention. But if you think the police stopped there, think again. The next car on this list wasn't just one of the most discreet, it was also one of the fastest law enforcement vehicles ever used. 4. Buick Grand National, the disguise coupe. In the 80s and 90s, few cars commanded as much respect on the streets as the Buick Grand National. At first glance, this coupe looked like just another luxury car, but underneath its sleek body, it was an absolute powerhouse. While most police officers were driving sedans, some state police divisions experimented with the Buick Grand National GNX, one of the most legendary sleeper cars of all time. Under the hood, it packed a turbocharged 3.8-liter V6, producing 276 horsepower and 360 pound-feet of torque. Mind-blowing numbers for that era. Unlike the other cars on this list, which were large and imposing, the Grand National GNX was smaller, lighter, and incredibly agile. It could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.7 seconds, leaving many sports cars of the time struggling to keep up. Its secret weapon? Rear-wheel drive and a specially tuned 4-speed automatic transmission designed to deliver instant power. Combined with a stiffened suspension and lightweight frame, the GNX was perfect for high-speed chases through tight, winding roads. The best part? Almost no one suspected that a Buick with such an unassuming look could be this powerful. For those trying to outrun the cops, seeing this car appear in the rearview mirror was a short-lived hope, because the sirens would be blaring before they knew it. But the surprises don't stop here. The next car on this list might just be one of the biggest secrets of American law enforcement in the 90s. 3. 1994 Chevrolet Impala SS, the dark classic. The Chevrolet Impala had long been known as a large, comfortable, and understated sedan. But in 1994, Chevrolet introduced a special edition that would completely change that image: the 1994 Impala SS. At first glance, it looked like a sportier, more refined Caprice, but under the hood, it packed a 5.7-liter LT1 V8, the same engine found in the C4 Corvette. This beast delivered 260 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque. Impressive numbers for such a heavy sedan, making it a perfect choice for law enforcement units that needed something both powerful and inconspicuous. Unlike other police vehicles, the Impala SS wasn't exclusively built for law enforcement, but many units were secretly acquired by police departments for undercover patrols and high-speed pursuits. What made this car special? Sport-tuned suspension borrowed from the Caprice 9C1 for better high-speed stability. High-performance tires that provided superior grip. Limited slip differential for improved traction during chases. Its all-black design, with no chrome accents and darkened wheels, gave the Impala SS an intimidating yet unassuming look. It could blend into traffic effortlessly until it was time to strike. And when it did, 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 7 seconds and a top speed exceeding 140 miles per hour made sure very few could outrun it. For the 90s, that was more than enough to chase down reckless drivers and criminals. But while the Impala SS was one of the most iconic police sleeper cars, the next model on this list took stealth and speed to an entirely new level. 2. 2003 Mercury Marauder, the police phantom. At a quick glance, the Mercury Marauder looked just like a Grand Marquis, a car typically driven by retirees and taxi drivers in the 90s and 2000s. But that resemblance was no accident. The Marauder was actually a disguised police sleeper car built to catch unsuspecting speeders and lawbreakers off guard. Under the hood, this seemingly ordinary sedan packed a 4.6-liter DOHC modular V8, the same engine found in the Mustang Mach-1 and Lincoln Aviator, cranking out 302 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. Paired with a performance-tuned 4-speed automatic transmission and a limited slip differential, this full-size sedan could launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds, a shockingly fast time for something that looked so tame. But the Marauder's biggest strength wasn't just speed, it was its durability. Built on the same Panther platform as the Ford Crown Victoria, it inherited the legendary toughness of police fleet vehicles, but with far superior performance. Some versions were even outfitted with upgraded brakes, sport-tuned suspension, and enhanced cooling systems, allowing them to withstand long, high-speed chases without losing power or overheating. Its greatest advantage? It was practically invisible in traffic. No flashy stripes, no police insignia, just a sleek, dark paint job and an unassuming design. Many drivers underestimated the Marauder until they realized, far too late, that they were being chased. But we're still not done. If you think the Mercury Marauder was impressive, wait until you see the #1 most insane police sleeper car of the 90s, a true monster hiding in plain sight. 1. Pontiac Bonneville SSEI, the high-speed hunter. If there's one sleeper car no one expected to see in police use during the 90s, it was the Pontiac Bonneville SSEI. While most people saw the Bonneville as a comfortable, full-size sedan built for long road trips, some units were secretly deployed by law enforcement agencies for undercover patrols and high-speed pursuits. But what made this Pontiac so special? The engine. Under the hood, the Bonneville SSEI hit a supercharged 3.8-liter V6, the legendary 3800 Series 2, pumping out 240 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. Thanks to forced induction, this sedan had the acceleration needed to hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.5 seconds, an impressive time for a front-wheel drive police vehicle. Unlike the other cars on this list, the Bonneville SSEI used front-wheel drive, making it exceptionally stable in wet conditions and rough weather. Combined with a performance-tuned suspension and electronic differential, it became one of the most agile police vehicles of its time. Key features that made it a law enforcement favorite: Eaton M90 supercharger, providing extra power without sacrificing reliability. Reinforced automatic transmission, built to withstand the stress of high-speed chases. Luxury interior, ensuring officers remained comfortable during long patrol shifts. The Bonneville SSEI was a true undercover police trap. It blended seamlessly into traffic, appearing as just another executive sedan. But the moment a reckless driver decided to test their luck, they'd quickly find themselves being hunted by one of the most unexpected sleeper cars ever used by law enforcement. In the 90s, while most people assumed the police only relied on standard Crown Victorias and Caprices, the truth was far more strategic. Law enforcement needed something stealthier, cars that didn't stand out, yet were fast enough to dominate any pursuit. These police sleeper cars prove that raw power doesn't always come in a flashy muscle car package. Sometimes the real authority is hiding in plain sight, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Now tell me this. If you had seen one of these cars idling next to you at a stoplight back in the 90s, would you have ever guessed it was a fully equipped police interceptor ready to take off after you? If you enjoyed this list, make sure to follow for more incredible automotive stories.